My name is Sharon Swain. I'm from Capital Region BOCES, and I am working with the statewide collaboration for the standards rollout. I'm here with Andy Mitchell, who is from the Wayne Finger Lakes BOCES, to talk about a standard sort activity that he worked on.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to having the chance to share this activity with all of you. Um, what we did in our region at Wayne Finger Lakes BOCES was we took the implementation roadmap and each of the elements from phase one, we included in cards for a sorting activity. And so what you'll see on the slides is the work that we completed with 4 yellow slips and a large number of steps that our regional instructional leaders used to reflect upon our progress moving towards implementing these standards. And so one thing you'll notice is that I've emphasized the 3 phases of the implementation map. This is the foundation for all of our thinking as we work towards full implementation of the next generation standards. And so in this activity sort, each participant receives 4 yellow slips with those 4 elements. And then on white slips are each of the key implementation activities on the standards implementation roadmap. After participants have the opportunity to complete that sort activity, the next step that we used was to give those instructional leaders the opportunity to discuss the experience with their colleagues. This was some of the most valuable thinking as we completed the activity because it gave everyone in the room an equal voice in discussing where they were in the process of raising awareness and beginning to build capacity towards implementing our next generation standards.
And so, Andy, although you did this with the department heads, do you feel this is something that could be done with the teachers as well as it's delivered within the building?
Absolutely. This is an activity that could be appropriate at all levels, from your classroom teachers to your building and district level leaders. And also in my role, I had the chance to work with superintendents and other instructional leaders. And so this is a great way to have a conversation around the 3 phases of our implementation. And now when I use this activity, we were making the transition as a region from phase 1 to phase 2. After having a large group conversation, we then took some time as individuals to reflect upon what that meant for each of our individual districts and where they were in the process. If you do choose to use this activity, I also have a separate slide for if you're farther into phase 2 and a slightly different set of questions. If you were to use this slide, then you would make available both the slips for the phase 1 implementation sort and the phase 2 sort as well. Now, if you choose to use both of those at the same time, you've got to be sure that you give each participant a lot of space to work because it's a huge sort. You might prefer to change the slide if you've been successful moving through phase 1 and moving into phase 2, building capacity as well. And so after going through that activity, this slide is here for any person who's interested to put in their own name and contact information so the people who use this activity are able to provide support in their own buildings, districts, and BOCES regions.
So during this activity, you felt the conversation really allowed people to talk to each other and share ideas about where they were, which activities their districts had done already, and where they were headed.
Exactly. Great. It really opened up lines of communication. Now, this next slide is just a reminder to all of you that the information that follows is for those of you who are running the activity. Don't show these slides when you do the activity. If you'd like to access these materials directly, I have them available at that link. And I also know that there will be things available as attachments on the website as well. These are general guidelines for this activity. If you do have administrative support, I would expect that you have someone in your office take the time to prepare those implementation cards. It just takes a while to print everything out and cut everything and get stuff distributed in
Right.
envelopes. And I found the activity in our region took about 15 minutes, but depending upon how ready and willing people are to talk about the process, I'd say plan on about 10 to 20 minutes.
Right.
If you have questions about these resources or have any other questions about the process, feel free to reach out to me directly at my contact information on the screen. And I really want to thank you, Mike and Jessica, for making this opportunity to share this activity with the state. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Andy. We really appreciate it. Again, this can be done at any stage, any phase, and it's a great activity to get the conversation going.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.